Hey guys, today I want to talk 5 very simple tips as a prepper that will help keep you alive. Now, a lot of these videos you're going to see are pretty much buy bullets, store food. No, forget about that stuff. Let's talk about the things that will kill you right now. Number 1, and these tips are in no particular order of importance, just 1 through 5. Number 1, don't do this. Being caught out someplace without gas or a car that isn't working properly can kill you. If you are not properly equipped, you're in bad weather, snow, cold weather, hurricane, tornado, whatever, the last thing you need is to be caught out without gas or in a vehicle that's in such disrepair that you can't make it to a safe location. I highly recommend always keep your car to a level where you have enough gas to make it to your bug out location, or at least another safe location if you don't have a specific bug out location. Now in this case here, you can see my car has one of those readouts that tells you how far you have to go. I have 53 miles, not enough. Generally, I try and never let my car go below about 120 miles, which is about half a tank for me. Did a lot of driving, of course, today, so I never got a chance to fill up, but it is a very good idea to set a routine, set a certain point on your gas tank to always refill. That way, no matter what happens, whether you're at work, you're at home, weekend, holiday, that you always have enough to get yourself home or to get yourself to a safe location away from your home if your home is compromised. Tip number 2, also very simple. Invest in heirloom quality tools. Now, we all have cheap tools, things you don't really need, things you may only use once or twice in your lifetime, but when it comes to things, hard use items, axes, knives, tools for the garden, go with heirloom quality, and you don't have to spend a fortune. You can get most of this stuff at garage sales because most of this stuff was built better years and years ago. Pretty much everything here I paid pretty much less than $5 for. Most of these were $1 a piece. Having heirloom quality tools will save you the trouble of having a bunch of broken garbage when you need it. Tip number 3. Just like your car, your cell phone should always be at the ready. Conventional prepper survivalist wisdom says not to rely on electronics, and that's fine, but they're a very helpful tool, and not having it at your disposal is a really bad waste of resources. My advice to you, always keep your phone relatively charged. Make sure you're not running around with 2 and 3% battery. Make sure your phone is on you. How many times I've heard about people being in car accidents and losing their phone because it was in their console. Same thing at work. People in the office who have to leave because of a fire alarm and don't have their phone because it was in their desk drawer. Keep your phone on you, keep it charged, and if you can afford it, pick yourself up a battery bank to keep. Maybe one in your car, maybe one in the office, because your cell phone is that one thing that will allow you to communicate instantly with someone in the event of emergency. And having that communication, knowing where you're going to be, are you bugging out, are you bugging in, is vitally important. It is so important to be able to communicate, and even in the worst disasters, generally you can still send things out via text messages and use many apps, even if cell phone towers are down. So having a phone and having a phone available to you are very important. Tip number 4, make your EDC more about than what's in your pockets. Now, I know I carry a ton of stuff in my pockets. I carry things on my keys, things in my wallets, things in my pockets, all over, but you need to expand your EDC beyond that. Your EDC needs to include your car, your work, your office, your locker at school. Anything where you can store things needs to be utilized. Emergencies can happen anywhere at any time. Not having things available to you can be a huge mistake. So my advice to you, EDC everywhere. If you have an office, bring in a bag, carry EDC tools, your normal things, a lighter, a light, a knife, maybe some water, things like that that you're going to need on a daily basis. Likewise, have tools and things in your car that you would carry in your pockets. It's very easy in an emergency to drop things, lose things, or have things damaged. Having that redundancy in your kits and in your things everywhere where you go, not just your home, but in those transitional spaces like the car, the office, You know, maybe you have a locker at the gym. Things like that are often a good place to stash little things like a flashlight or a lighter that may just save your life. Tip number 5. If it isn't loaded, it isn't worth having. Anything, when it comes to your guns, your knives, your tools, your car, if it's not ready to use, it's not going to help you. So when it comes to everything, your philosophy needs to be, it needs to be ready. You can have tons of bullets, but if they're locked away, you're not going to be able to use them in an emergency. If your knife is dull, it's not going to work as well in an emergency. Make sure things are ready, make sure things are available and quick to access and easy to use. Otherwise, what you have is a paperweight.